exciting. Oh, there we go. Yeah, exciting. James, because you talked, we revealed the guest too early, even though you can see you in the bottom corner. Look who's back, everybody.
Hey! Look at that everyday vapor over there.
That's that guy that used to do the show with us, and
yeah, when it was.
you could. All I got was a broken up mess then.
Yeah.
I actually got used to nice quality on the show, and then that's the end of that. Yeah, exactly. Why not? Glass back.
Why not?
I don't know. Welcome to Vape Talk UK, episode number 80. Almost as old as James, but not quite. We are joined by James because we were talking about TPD last week, and I believe we're going to cover it for a little bit today. Potato Man is back. Yes, Douglas, Potato Man is back. You talking about Thomas, yeah? No, okay. We are going to be talking a little bit about TPD because James has got some information of what you can sell, what you can't sell, who's doing what the fuck.
Oh, fuck, it's the wrong place.
Oh, professional quality. How did he even get the link?
Tom. Fucking Tom. Fucking fat Thomas does it wrong.
Oh, brilliant.
That was actually really, really good. I quite enjoyed that.
Special guest appearance.
Completely thrown me off now. Yeah, Dolan isn't on tonight because he's done a Damon and flooded his his shop, not his house. But you know, he essentially, if there's any canoes out there, then I think Dolan needs one.
He did say he'd try getting later.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Well, he's got the link. Sean White, we miss you so much. That other guy is shit. Troll. What?
You know when you troll? Ending your troll with the word troll in brackets doesn't really do your troll.
It doesn't really work. Is that your friend anyway?
Spam Kappa in the chat, everyone.
Kappa? No, don't spam Kappa. That's the worst thing you could do.
No, it's definitely.
We're not talking about this, a little bit about the TPD tonight, but we're going to do that right at the beginning so we can get on with the fun shit afterwards. And to be honest, because James back, we thought we'd honour him by not arranging any content. So,
awesome.
There we go.
James with his bad back gets to carry this show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chase tried to get up for a drink earlier. I didn't know whether he was taking a shit or actually getting up. Anyway, what are we vaping on? Let's start anywhere. Not Tom. He's looking in the bag. He's looking for food, obviously.
Go on.
Shall I go then?
Yeah, James, you go first.
I am
Tom's
on
found a Mars in 1995. Sorry.
I'm a bit back to front today because I've got the TYV Hex with the Kennedy 24, and I have look, isn't it cute? Oh, isn't it cute? Shape of things to come. Super Strudel by Beer. Really tasty. And then
in a 10mm bottle as well.
Yeah, 10mm, all TPD compliant shit over here, I tell you. Then I've got the Rouge.
In Gloucester?
Yeah. TPD.
Gloucester have embraced TPD.
They have embraced it by the bollocks, and they are giving it a nice deep throat as we speak. Anyway, with some flat wire in that, and I found this in the cupboard the other day.
Oh my God!
A gingerbread cheesecake.
Oh yes,
that must be getting close to a year old now. That was a Christmas special, wasn't it?
I think I got that when we went to that vape meet
in February.
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, that's me.
I did like that one. That one. Oh my God! I wish I had some now. I don't have any gingerbread cheesecake there. That's really upsetting. Yeah, doesn't February seem so long ago though?
It's all at least 10 months.
No, don't even go there. Let's just be a bit sort of Sammy.
Yeah,
Things have changed,
February.
James.
I know, right?
Factual
February,
things.
you weren't working
You're proud of yourself, Tom.
epic.
That person that just
Oh,
came in,
Rick
by the
Grove.
way, was Rick Grove. I've ejected him for being a complete and utter cockwomble. Oh dear. Well, never mind. He of multiple accounts as well. We'll come in on the Idle Own Show account in a minute. You know it. Right, that's all James was vaping on.
Oh, what am I vaping on then, I suppose?
Yeah.
I've got the Therian Kennedy 24 again, and in there I have got Sunset Strip from Cheap Thrills, TPD compliant 60ml bottle. No. I've
It's still
got.
compliant at the moment. Have they notified?
Yeah, they've notified. That's
It's still compliant at the moment. Then.
Yeah, be around for 6 months at least. It's SVC anyway, so I'll predict that they'll go compliant, fully compliant anyway.
Yeah,
I'd imagine so. And then I've got sort of two setups that I've kind of got to show at the same time. Grey Haze have very kindly sent me this Revolver Reloaded mech and this Apocalypse RDTA, but I don't really like using them together, so I've been trying to live with them all day, but on two separate setups. So I've got a Goon 24 on top of the Revolver with Mr. Meringue, which is fucking beautiful.
I do like that stuff.
Yes,
Ever
I
so
do like that
nice.
stuff.
Ever so sugary, ever so nice. And in the Apocalypse RDTA on my Lava Box 200, I've got Yogi, the granola bar raisin honey arrangement.
The Yogi is very nice, but very much on the higher end price range.
Yes, and very much on the hard to vape all day range as well. Fuck me, it is sickly.
To your taste, of course. But it is the only thing I noticed is it is fairly expensive compared to juices that are out at the moment.
Yeah, it does come with one of these 30ml Gorilla Chubbies, the actual
Nice.
Gorilla branded ones. I don't know whether you can see the Gorilla there, sort of at the bottom.
Yeah.
But I know that I was told that if you buy these online as a retail customer, they're like $3.99 just for a bottle. So, you know, hidden value.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, having a jolly old good time with these. We're going to talk about them a bit later, I believe.
Yes, we are. Yeah, in the wireless wankers section, we have a lot to talk about in wireless wankers. To be
The
fair.
wireless wankers double header.
Yeah, there you go. Or it could be a triple threat.
Could be. I think Thomas will probably have something to say.
Yes, he always does.
He's good like that.
Over to you, the big one.
Well, I'm currently on my working mech Squonker, Rick.
I'm sorry, you got black screen again.
I'm on my working mech Squonker.
Oh, I've got a working one as well. I'll show you it in a minute.
Have you fixed it?
No.
Oh, can't wait.
Well, yes, I have, but I might have something else as well.
Oh. I've also changed the Z. It's the is it the Z-Foss from CCC? I changed it into a Squonker. It actually fits a Squonking pin, which is pretty cool. I'm quite enjoying that, and I'm vaping on custard donut from the Yorkshire Ripper.
There you go. You are very potato tonight, Thomas.
Sorry.
That's all right. Hopefully, it's sort of being broadcast all right because you're very potato to us, or to me anyway. I'm not sure how the other guys are.
Finally, it's me for a change.
Yeah, well, your quality's not that bad actually, James. Right, what am I vaping on? Well, Connoisseur with the fake Kennedy on. Very nice vaping.
And it's a bit of a polish.
Sorry,
Needs a bit of a polish.
oh, it needs a hell of a fucking polish. Vaping on, yeah, but the problem is, as soon as you polish it, it gets fucking shitty again. So,
Tom's had enough.
yeah, Tom's gone. I wanted him here for the next bit on vaping, and on that I've got just jam on toasty stuff,
Just jam.
which is very nice. Where the fuck's that bottle gone? I didn't actually get my bottle out ready. And Thomas has got. Oh, you can see it a bit later. And in my other hand, fucking hand, I have got my very own 3D printed squonker that I made myself.
Made it all by himself.
I made myself. It's still
Wow.
V1 concept at the moment because I haven't worked out the locators for the magnets and stuff like that yet. So it's still very V1, and I think I need to drop the battery by about 0.5 mil so the door fits completely flush because there's a little bit of a rock where that is. But yeah, it's my very own. Well, I say my very own. Work's got a 3D printer, so we're developing these. Yeah, look at that, Thomas. Yeah.
Whee!
I made that. We got a 3D printer.
What's the lettering on the side?
It's actually got a name which we thought would be quite good for it. I'm not going to say what it is because we're changing it because we found out there's actually a mech called what we've called it. So, like, yeah.
We wanted to call it the Kennedy.
No, it's called the Rogue. But it works, and I'm more than happy that it worked. It's taken like 5-6 prints to get it to this stage, so we probably another 5-6 more. And it will actually be a finished product.
Does it take the printer to actually make the parts
Well,
for that?
if you see some of them, they're really shit, aren't they? Like the print quality. But this is actually, I mean, look how bloody flat that is. Yeah, and that's only in standard, and that's 2 hour. That's a 2-hour print for the box.
Mm.
So it's not too bad.
The button benefits a lot more from the higher resolution, though, doesn't it? The button's a bit steppy.
Yeah, the button's a bit steppy. It needs to go higher res. But I mean, at the moment, we're just whipping them up quickly. So
At the end of the day, even if you only print the buttons at max res, like the rest of it doesn't need to be printed at max res, does it?
yeah, exactly. So we're only printing the buttons at the. We're only printing them sort of standard res anyway, just so we can get the concepts out of the way, and then obviously we'll work on tolerances and get them fully up to spec. But yeah, it's going to be a nice little welcome addition to the Grumpy Monkey. We're going to actually be retailing these squonkers when they're perfect. It's got a long way to go yet.
But you get to play with one in the meantime, and that's got to be fun, hasn't it?
Exactly, and everybody in the shop's going to have one, so we can fully test them.
Nice.
So
They're going to be.
have you thought about price points for them yet?
We're looking at other ones out there. Like you got loads of different ones. Like, I mean, the most expensive one is probably the 3D printed one. Is probably the Frankie.
Yeah.
But then I don't know whether that's dipped in something or something to get that sort of material, that thingy or whatever.
There's some sort of steel in it or something.
Yeah, but that's like 140 euros.
Yeah.
We're probably looking between like, I think it's going to be like 40-50 pounds for just a standard box with any color door of your choice. And then if you actually want a logo or something on the door, then we'll charge you 20 quid for the privilege. So you can have your own custom door for it.
I'd still pick one up to support you regardless of what you fucking did to it. So yeah.
Yeah, well, for you, Thomas, they're about 100.
That's fine, I'll still pay it.
Yeah. No, but, you know, as soon as we got it, like, properly nailed, then we will be selling them. And we'll only be doing about 10 a month as well.
Limited.
Just limited, just to keep sort of the interest there.
You're
And
a billet
you know.
box, Rick. There'll be people fucking refreshing your page, waiting for the next batch to go live, get their name down.
Yeah, well, you know, we've got to get it perfect, yeah, and that's a long way off. That's a good probably a good couple of months off before we're even to a stage where we can begin to sort of promote it.
Yeah. Douglas says he thinks you're onto a winner with that price. That'd be as soon as you nail unicorn silk printing, then name that.
We didn't want to push ourselves out of the market by going too high, because at the end of the day, it is a box just printed on a 3D fucking printer.
Yeah.
But at the same time, enough thought's gone into it, and enough thought's going to go into the door and stuff like that, and the fittings, and making sure it doesn't rattle. I mean, it doesn't rattle. I just need to drop it by like 0.5 mil so the battery fits flush in. But actually, if I take this out, you see what we've done with the I've actually, can you see the bottom there? It's actually got pretty much a sled where the battery will actually sit into.
That's clever.
And then the top we got a sled, so there's no. You can easily get your finger in there and pull it out. But we're changing this. This is just the copper I had. We've actually got more copper sheet coming, and we're going to be rolling that properly.
Stick a ribbon in there, though, isn't it?
Sorry.
It'll be easy enough to stick a ribbon in there, won't it?
Well, yeah. We have thought about that and actually putting a little block down there where we can actually put a ribbon in. But there's a million and one different things you can do, and we're just trying to find the best option for everything. Because I think we've seen quite a few boxes out there which don't necessarily give you everything. Like the one I bought was €45, and it fell apart in a couple of days. You know what I mean? So we want this perfect. We don't want people to be sort of thinking it's a pile of shit.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good looking bit of kit. I think it's coming along nicely.
It is, considering we started playing with it Friday, and this is a stage we're at already on Tuesday.
You've got a prototype after 5 days.
Yeah, well, no, I only had Monday and Friday to play with it.
Oh, after 2 days, even better.
Well, the 3D printer arrived on Friday.
Right.
So...
And does it vape nice?
It does. Well, to be honest, the internals are the same as any other fucking mechanical squonker. So, it's going to be the same. We're going to do some work on the contact. So when it hits the actual positive pin, it's going to be a solid connection rather than just the edge.
Well, you're going to make a shaped contact pin.
Yeah, try and minimise the arcing on it, because you do get a couple of sparks coming off. I mean, you probably noticed that with yours, Tom.
Mine doesn't arc, surprisingly.
Well,
mine touches the nut rather than the actual positive pin.
Yeah, that's another option we've been thinking about as well. But there's a million and one different options. This is far from being a finalised product, but I really like it. So if I like it and other people like it, then hopefully it'll be good. Yeah. Also, and I was speaking about this the other day. Douglas just put in there an upgrade option for silver, for solid silver contacts, which is something we've been thinking about as well.
That mithril silver.
I don't know anything yet. 3D print it, then make a mold, then batch them into injection molding. Yeah, that's a possibility. But we just wanted to utilise something we actually got in store, and I printed this today, just because I can. And we're actually 3D printing some Atty stands for the shop and stuff like that. There's a million and one different things. I love it. I can get one myself as well for home, so I can print butt plugs.
Hey, Riyadh butt plugs.
Yeah, Riyadh's reallyBigPlugs.com. Don't ask me how I know that. Yeah, so that's. I mean, I can't talk about this in Wireless Wankers now because I've just done it all.
Oh, Ricola.
I know. Oh, also one thing I want to mention. You might notice that pin on the 510 is actually quite long. And it's actually, we want to get hold of the shorter one so you can fit a bigger bottle in as well. There you go.
What's the width that you've made that?
I can't honestly remember off the top of my head, but it's literally internally the width is essentially the size of 218-650, so 36, probably about 37 mil. So we've allowed a mil.
What Atty can you stick on it? 25 mil, 24?
Oh yeah, no, 25. It's essentially 22. It's a 22 mil, obviously 510, but we've actually made it so you'll be able to get 25 on there.
Nice.
Already thought about that one.
No.
Very cool.
So there you go.
Smart.
Yes, I know. Right, who's next?
It's everyone.
We're done.
Oh, what was I vaping on that? I didn't tell you. Lemon cheesecake. The last ever lemon cheesecake.
Was that skinted? Oh, are you sad? You look sad.
I actually really like lemon cheesecake, to be fair.
Yeah. I haven't tried it.
Have you not?
No.
Yeah, well, you won't ever try the lemon cheesecake again.
No, probably not.
Anyway.
Oh. Am I still potatoed?
No, you are spot on, buddy.
Have Grumpy notified any of the skinted range? Yes. But we've only picked 4 flavours.
Wait, for 6 months?
Yeah, so it's going to be going for that long.
But they're not in 10ml bottles afterwards.
No, it's dead basically.
How much would that be then? How much is it for a 100? It's 120 mils. How much is it? 950.
What?
For skinted, how much is it? How many mils is it? 120
for £9.99.
So what would that be divided if you got that in 10 mils? How much a bottle would it be?
About 70p.
It'd be like 80 something p, wouldn't it?
80p a bottle. No.
Yeah. Well, it's not going through anyway. It's it's never was ever gonna get through. Like go through even. Should I say? We never had any ambition of putting it through the TPD. So, yeah, that's the end of that. But it was a good run.
Enjoyed it while it lasted.
It was a good run. Now we're moving on to Mech Squonkers, and we're developing a series mech, right? I want to talk about this now. Shall I wait for Wireless Wankers before we talk about it?
Let's just go straight into Wireless Wankers.
No, I want to get the boring TPD stuff out of the way.
Can I just mention
viewers have no one here for Wireless Wankers?
Can I just mention something first?
Yeah.
I just want to let you know that V1CK came in the shop today and he said, "What the fuck's Vape Squeeze?" So I just want to let people know, this is obviously an inside joke. We call Vape-esque, which is Mark Dolan, who's usually on the show, but he's obviously making his shop at the minute. He's fixing up his shop. Owns a store called Vape-esque. So if you wanted to know what Vape Squeeze was, it was us taking the piss out of him. So that's for V1CK, that.
Yeah. Who was it? That was James, wasn't it, that works for TYV? Called it Vape Squee. But yeah, it is actually Vape-esque.
I just want to let people know, because V1CK wanted to know for the last 4 months why we called it Vape Squee.
It's because, yeah. That's been going on for a long time now as well.
Because it looks like Vape Squee.
Looks like Vape's Q.
Vape's Q, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, right, TPD stuff. Obviously, last week we were talking about TPD, notifying, and all that lovely stuff that vendors and manufacturers have to do.
Yeah. Yes. Well, basically, it's been and gone now, the date for notification. They did give you a 1-day grace because the 20th, and so people could still submit on the 21st. But the way it stands, just to clarify everything, we don't want to go into it too deeply, but if something hasn't been notified for the TPD and it hasn't got an ECID number, still sell their existing stock off, but wholesalers cannot wholesale that anymore. The only thing that could be wholesaled now, compliant liquids. However, stands at the moment, the 10 mils aren't essential. They will be coming in and they have to be in place by May next year, but you can still sell larger bottles next year as long as it's TPD compliant liquids. So it's quite simple, really. A lot of the liquids are obviously going to disappear overnight because they're not going to be TPD compliant. ID number, they can still be wholesaled, and retailers can sell anything up to May next year. Ta-da!
To be fair, this does have, I mean, obviously it's a big sting in the tail, but it does have some good points. I mean, I saw a post today. It's going to get rid of a lot of the shit that's out there.
Yeah.
I saw a post today which I actually done a little dance about, but I'm not gonna say who it was.
I think
I saw the post. I saw the post you're laughing at.
Yeah, I think that as well.
A lot of people are going to go down the Nick shop route anyway, so a lot of people aren't going to disappear because they're just going to go down the Nick shop route.
Yeah. I seriously think it's going to be a 0 milligram industry. I really do. Coming sort of year or so. But that's
I
just me.
disagree. Because the majority of vapors, like all three of you guys work in a vape shop, what percentage would you say would be vapors like us, like the hardcore vapors? Would you say the majority would be people that just want to come and get their 10 mils of their normal stuff that they get every day or every couple of days to go in their Rego pen or starter kit?
I mean,
say
to be
probably
fair,
a third of my customers are hobbyists.
a lot of our customers are hobbyists, but they're all quite regular, and they come in sort of once, twice a week, and they'll sit in, have a coffee, and have a long chat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you are right in terms of, like, you can tell. I mean, because some customers get us to change their coils for them, which isn't a problem. It's fine. You know, it's at the end of the day, it's taking a tank, putting the coil in, priming it, and away you go. It's very simple. But if you had to explain to someone, a lot of people, if you teach them how to add nicotine, and it is literally going to be a bottle in a bottle, there you go. That's 3 milligram. 2 bottles is 6 milligram. There you go. They would go, oh, well, why would I want to do that? And the problem is we can't mix it for them. So, you know what I mean? We can't add the nicotine for them because otherwise we're selling them a product with nicotine in, you know what I mean? So,
You only become a hobbyist vapor if you're interested in the hobbyist side of it. So that is getting different devices, trying out different batteries, trying different builds, playing around with wire, you know, buying the latest kit on the market. And so would you say would be the percentage of people that be interested in DIY? Well, it's going to be hobbyist vapors. It's not going to be the non-hobbyist vapors.
Yeah.
And when you look at the amount of DIY sales, still very much a convenience market.
It is.
People want to pick up a bottle and tip the bottle into whatever it is that you've got, a tank dripper. They're not too interested about creating, mixing, blending their own liquid.
But then you're not blending. You already have the flavour there. All you're doing is adding nicotine.
Yeah.
It's not so much DIY as in we you know, the way we mix and add a little bit of this, a little dash of that, and then add some nicotine and blah blah blah. It's just purely a case of that's a pre-measured thing to make that 3 milligram. Put it in and shake it fucking hard.
Yeah. Can you even tell them that?
I don't think you're allowed to, are you?
Can you even tell them to do that? The thing is,
I don't know.
You can't even put a twist cap on a 60ml bottle. It's against the rules to do that as well. The product has to leave the store child-proof. So if you are in a shop and you've got a 60ml bottle and it needs to put a cap on it like we do, or a 100ml bottle that needs a cap on it, you can't even do that. Because it has to leave the store or purchase child-proof.
So what? Yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense. What if they buy a bottle of liquid, a 10ml bottle with nicotine in, and they want you to fill the tank with it? That makes no sense. You have to open the bottle to set it up for them.
You've got to sell them a product that's child-proof.
Yeah, so you do.
If they then request for you to fill the tank up and they've purchased it, then that's fine. But what I'm saying is, like we do 60ml bottles, like the At Home Door range has a wrapped tip on the top because it has to be childproof. So I can't say, okay, you can have this, take the childproof off and put the cap back on. I'm not allowed to do that. The customer has to do that themselves.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine because then you'd sell them a 10ml bottle of 20 milligram nicotine, which is unflavoured juice.
Mm. I think going back to the next box.
Yeah,
I think yes, there is going to be a market for it, but is it going to be the market? I don't think it will be, because people like their particular juices, and I know % of companies out there have no intention of going down the nick shop route. Purely, a big reason is liability. You are creating a kind of third dimension to it where you're getting them to play around with higher strengths nicotine than, you know, even though it's going to be 20 milligram, it's not exactly fatal, but you know, so I think the larger companies are going to stick to the 10ml bottles because that's the flavors. They know that when they get this flavor, it's going to taste like exactly what the flavor that they want, and there is going to be no extra faffing around with it. They can just pour it, and I think large companies are just, it's just a change. That's all it is. 30ml bottles is the same as 3 10ml bottles. That's the only difference.
It's convenience. That's all it is. People are losing the convenience of having a 60ml or 100ml bottle, and going back to the sort of Nick shots, I think it's going to be, sorry to offend anybody out there, but sort of your Facebook juice mixers who are going to do the Nick shots.
Got a question from Douglas saying, what are your opinions about so many people now hoarding nicotine in their houses, and how long before someone has an accident?
I think they're very silly.
Sorry? What did you say? Stuart?
I think they're very silly.
Why?
Well, the thing is, you can't buy 72% nicotine anymore, but you can still buy 18 milligram, and you can still mix your juice at home using 18 milligram nic. You can still get to 3 or 6, which is what most people are mixing juice to anyway, using 18 milligram. So
if you're a manufacturer, can't you still get hold of 72 milligram anyway?
If you're a manufacturer, you can, yeah, but I think he was talking about homebrewers.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry, yeah.
But as a homebrewer, you can still homebrew using your 18 milligram nic. You just
puts the cost up a little bit.
Yeah, but, like, what's the point in hoarding all that nicotine and spending all that money now anyway?
I don't think they're stupid. I think they're fucking very wise, if I'm honest. Nicotine's got a shelf life of fucking 10 years. I think people are wise.
It's just more to the fact of having nicotine, lots of people that aren't possibly as safety conscious having 72 milligram nicotine laying about.
But what's the difference between them buying it when they could buy it and when they couldn't buy it? There's no difference. Somebody's still going to fuck with it regardless. Difference.
Yeah, it's more of a safety aspect. If they leave it out on the side or something, their kids could. But then at the end of the day, if you leave a knife out on the side, your kid could stab themselves. If you leave your plugs uncovered and switched on, then your kid could stick a metal object in your fucking plug socket. You know what I mean? It's just like there's if you leave bleach out on the side, there's plenty of other poisons out there.
Yeah, you could go on forever about the potential dangers, couldn't you?
Yeah. I personally don't think it's an issue, but there's going to be some stories in the papers.
Yeah, and that's all that bothers me. I'm sick of reading silly stories on social media and in the papers.
Yeah, I think that if there is ever going to be, after these regulations come out, silly stories about liquids, it is going to be due to things like nick shots and things, where it takes out, because it is, that is a TPD compliant bottle. It drips no more than 20 drips per minute.
But then most bottles of that size have only got 20 drips in.
But I don't think. The other day, I think it's very much like the smoking ban. When the smoking ban came out in enclosed spaces, when was it, 2007? Everybody was up in arms before it came out. It's like, oh no, it's the end of the world. What's going to happen? I can't do this. I can't do that anymore. And then 2 days later, they're all stood outside having a fag, and nobody's moaned since.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Actually, the smoking ban was the worst ever. I think the same weekend it came out, we went to Brighton, and me and my mate, not for that sort of weekend. I know what you're thinking. We did share a double bed though. We went to Brighton. We went out on the town, and the smoking ban had just come out, and we went inside a nightclub, and there was like 3 girls following us around the nightclub, and they fucking stunk of BO. The worst thing that ever happened was about the smoking ban, which you could actually smell people. But then I guess the best thing is more people are now taking showers. So
there you go. That's it. Water's more plentiful now, isn't it, Rick?
Yeah, exactly. Did you know up in Scotland they don't pay for their water? What? How fucking criminal is that? I suppose it's including. Huh?
Well, it has to run downhill from Scotland to here.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't pay for the prescriptions either.
Yeah, I know. Fucking mental, innit? And we got to pay for that. Fucking mental. Fucking Scottish. No, I like the Scottish. I have to. This is Scottish. But never mind. Yeah, pubs instantly smelt like farts and old people. And stale smoke as well.
Yeah. It was funny though, wasn't it? Because everyone was like, I can't even go in the fucking pub and have a fag anymore. And then, like you said, like days afterwards, everyone's just outside going, oh yeah, it's really nice. You get to meet new people and get talking.
To be fair, though, a lot more pubs have closed since the smoking ban than before.
I doubt the two things are connected. I imagine rising cost of beer is probably more related.
Recession might have had something to do with it.
No.
Beer was never exactly a high profit line to be in anyway.
It was if you're manufacturing it.
Well, I used to work for a beer manufacturer. I know what they were charging their own pubs by the pint. So
yeah, I know, it's fucking ridiculous. I used to work for a brewery as well, so
yeah, it's madness.
yeah.
So I think it's going to be the same as the smoking ban. Everybody's up in arms about, oh no, it's 10ml bottles, but and that's all the majority of what you can get. Then it's just going to be a change, and people will get used to it as long as the price is comparable to what they're paying now for the same volume.
Well, I know with Proofs, we had those 10ml sample packs, didn't we? The 3 packs in a box. And that's essentially how we're going to be selling it. So you're still getting your 30ml, and it's still going to cost you £9.99. The only difference is you're going to have 3 small bottles rather than 1 big bottle, which actually benefits you if you're going down the pub to put 3 small bottles in your pocket rather than 1 bigger 30ml bottle. So there you go. Yeah.
Ooh.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
I just think there is going to be excess packaging because everything has to be boxed.
Not necessarily.
Oh, to a point. There's going to be a lot more boxes out for people to get around the instructions thing and stuff like that.
Peel and reveal.
Peel off is the other way of doing it, or like Denlady doing with the actual. So boxes are good because they're easily stackable.
Yeah, look good on the shelf. The industry will adapt. There is a lot of money to be made off us vapors. Correct. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it's just change.
It is.
It's change, and everybody fears change.
And
everybody
to be fair, sorry, Stuart. After the TPD comes in, right, any new potential vapor isn't going to know about previous rules.
No, exactly.
They're just going to go in and go, this is how it is. We can only sell 10ml bottles. So, all right, okay, I'll have 3 of those then, please. Yeah. So they're not, any new vapors, which is sort of 75-80% of your business anyway. Is that's all you're going to know.
The funny thing is, if you actually look around on social media this week, like there are countless posts of people decrying the TPD. Like so many people just really losing their minds over it. And almost every single one of them is a Facebook juice seller that's essentially making homebrew, handwriting onto printed labels, what the nick content and all that is, has about 50 flavors in their range. And now they're like, oh, well, we couldn't afford to put our line through the TPD. Of course you couldn't afford to put your line through the TPD because you had about 50 flavors and you were trying to make a quick buck on Facebook. It's the regulations have been brought in exactly to stop people like you making juice. It's like, it's just struggling to make sense of it. The people crying about it seem to be the people that exactly shouldn't be making the products anyway.
No, the people that are about it did fuck all about it when it needed to be moaned about.
Exactly.
Question for either Tom or Rick. Sorry. Ooh to RDA for Squonker. I know it's nothing to do with TPT. Okay, we'll cover that in a bit. We'll go back to that one. Someone will remember that. An RDA for a Squonker. Sorry. I thought I had something to do with TPD. Moaning about the TPD is about a few years too late. Let's move on and now worry about the impending EU vape tax.
Well, we sort of looked at the EU vape tax before the show, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's apparently it's an import tax, so it's not going to affect. Yeah, it's not going to affect the majority of us because there's plenty of really good British juice companies out there now anyway. Either way, there still is going to be a tax. Yeah, there's going to be a tax.
At some point, there is a tax. And as long as that tax can be... because they do have the All Parliamentary Committee on e-cigarettes now, which notable people are part of. And as long as they can argue that point about getting it sensibly taxed across, then it's all good, isn't it?
I don't mind a sensible tax. I was speaking to people about it over the last few days, and it's like, potentially 50%, right? That's stupid. We couldn't do with it, but 20% is manageable. Yeah. it's actually a manageable rate. I mean, it's not going to inflate the prices too much. 50%, get the fuck out of
But
town.
if they'd have said 2 years ago, we won't run through all this TPD bollocks, we'll give you fucking 20% tax on it, deal with it, we'd have all fucking took it happily.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Rick's actually... Oh, for fuck's sake.
Hello, mate.
It just got busy.
It's the fucking knobhead takeover. What's good?
How's it going, you lot? All right?
Well, obviously, your content gathering is going well today, then.
Well, we just watch your show and copy you, mate.
Yeah, I know. I could do... Oh, Jesus. V1CK doesn't even know who Vape Squee is. Oh my god!
I thought we'd come and liven up your show a bit. It looks a bit flat, and we're
very much talking about the TPD.
Hey, James is here. What's that about?
I'll fuck off then. I'll go now. Oh, James is back. Brilliant. Oh, it's about time you came back, James. Been getting a bit boring without you.
Like the Robbie Williams of VTUK.
Well, no, Robbie Williams has not come back though, has he?
He sometimes does.
Does he?
Is he back for good?
Hey. Never forget.
Oh my god! How glad are we? Not very, but you know.
What's the crack?
What's the crack? It's something in your bum.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, we were talking about the TPD and how much of an impact it's actually going to have.
TP and then, what?
Yeah, exactly. Well, the TRPR then, to be correct. And then we actually established the point that for new vapors, when the TPD fully comes in, and you got the 10ml bottles for new vapors, they're not going to know any different.
No. I don't think it's. I was talking to a young chap who works in a shop yesterday, and he was saying, "Oh, it's going to mess things up, blah blah blah." And I said, "Well, it probably isn't, because new vapors are just going to find it cheaper to buy a bottle of liquid."
Yeah, it doesn't change a thing for anyone. At the end of the day, everyone that's a hobbyist vapor will just deal with it and adapt because they don't want to give up their hobby. Everyone that's a new vapor won't give a shit. And everybody that's just filling up an ego pen doesn't need more than a 10ml bottle. So who cares?
No one. Nobody cares, I don't think. Yeah.
It's behind the scenes, isn't it?
Yeah.
What have you got? What is that t-shirt, John?
That's just Ideal Omen.
I don't know, but a funny story which we established once on the Ideal Own show, or after I think it was that I used to go on holiday to Felixstowe, elaborate place, where John lives, and apparently he used to work in the arcade when I used to go there.
It's true. It used to be my job. I used to fix arcade machines for a living.
There you go.
It's a very nice t-shirt you got, John. I hope
your hoodie's on the way, James. You have a bright red hoodie on the way.
Is James your new host? Have you decided that Vic wasn't giving all that?
I won it in the raffle, didn't I?
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, you won the whole set. Yeah. There you go. Well, that ruined our TPD discussion. I'm so glad that Tom ruined the whole fucking show for us.
The TPD, it's back end, isn't it? The effect is back end. All these little juice shops.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna see a bit sort of in the forefront with hobbyists and stuff like that. But
I prefer to keep mine in my pocket personally.
Yeah, well, there you go. Have you seen that, Rick? Did you see that?
Oh, little squonker. Oh, is this a little 3D printed squonker?
Yeah, we're covering that in Wireless Wankers when we actually get round to that feature.
You've got one of these fucking toys I can see there. Look.
I printed that today. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was just going to say, just to go back to your subject, the TPD. I don't know. I'm just trying to think. I think you've been vaping 3 years, haven't you? Think, Rick?
Rick?
Which one?
At mine.
Not Rick. 4 years, I think. 4 years.
4 years, and
just over.
Well, when I first started vaping, you could only buy 10ml bottles.
Yep, same. I've been vaping about 4 years, and it was all 10ml bottles.
Or like Liberty Flights, they'd even they decanted like Boba's Bounty into 10ml bottles, and they were like 15 quid each or something.
Yeah, potentially you could say that was before like the sub-ohm boom.
Totally, absolutely agree. But I just mean it we didn't know any different. I didn't even know Boba's was probably coming in 100ml bottles, and they were just going, "Fuck off! I'm gonna make a shit ton out of this," and and we just paid it.
Well, when I first started vaping, I used to think people that made coils and drip were fucking idiots.
Yeah, well, I bought my first dripper. I tried to use it on an ego.
If you're ever bored, go back and watch Todd's review of Clockworks RDA with a silica wick. Oh, it's unbelievable. As he takes a drag and goes, the flavour on that's brilliant. Just brilliant. And he's just going, fuck, it isn't.
Oh dear.
I was talking to him in the shop the other day. You get juice, 60ml bottles come in boxes generally now as well, don't they? They were just saying they're going to sell a 60ml box, one of the big boxes with 6 10ml bottles in it.
Yeah, like a multi-pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, which you'll be allowed to do.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing with Proof. We've got 3 10mls in a box, and that makes you 30ml.
Yeah, perfect.
What
And
about
same price as well.
what about the workaround people? You guys work in a shop, don't you? So
What
would
the
you accept?
nicotine shot 0 milligram thing?
Yeah, are you going to be as a shop? Are you going to be selling that stuff?
To be honest, I think as a shop we'll probably follow from other shops' leads, like the bigger shops, if you know what I mean.
That's bold.
Potentially, no one knows which way it's going to go.
Have you been
No
reading
one
Steve
knows.
Jobs' handbook?
The thing is, the expectation at the moment is that you'll see 10ml bottles of 18mg unflavoured e-liquid, and then you'll see 60ml bottles with 50ml of juice in them, and it'll be 0 nic, and that's what everyone expects to happen. So
How many people are going to come back and go, "Yeah, you fucking underfilled this"?
But if those are the products that go on the market, then those are the products that we will buy as retail outlets, and so that's what we'll sell. But we'll follow the manufacturers. The manufacturers will dictate to us what we're going to sell. If there's a wide range of that available, then obviously we'll end up selling it.
Yeah,
There's-
most are going the Tamu route.
Yeah, but there is so much uncertainty that no one really knows. I mean, I know the majority of people, actually, the companies that I've spoken to that are actually putting their juice through the TPD, it's always going to contain nicotine. So, I mean, they're popular lines. They're really popular lines. So it's like, is there any need to go down the nick shop? But I can see it becoming a 0 nic industry, but that's just purely my opinion.
Me
I
too.
think-
That's a financial. It makes financial sense to a shop, doesn't it? And a juice producer to do that. A small juice producer.
Yeah, especially the small ones. Yeah. And somebody pointed out in a PM to me yesterday, and I completely agree, which is the EHOs who have got to enforce this. I mean, we don't know. Everybody's read the regulations as one way, and they've not been interpreted properly. And the EHOs are in exactly the same position. So the environmental health officers are going to know as little as the shop owners.
Well, I was saying on last week's show, I actually have a friend who's an EHO.
Yeah.
And he's been showing me the notes that he's been taking on the TPD because he knows that obviously I have a vested interest. And from what I understand, they're being briefed to enforce it as literally to the letter as possible. And that's all they've been told. Is just
the problem you're going to get, though, is it's the same as, and I can't remember who I was speaking to this about. It's the same as the CQC that govern like care homes and stuff like that. Every single CQC officer has a different interpretation of the rules and the regulations.
And this is why when I said this on the show about 6-7 months ago, if you have got a B&M, I would call the EHO before they call you, and just get them to come in and have a coffee. Because
the same thing that we do in the restaurant trade.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I used to run shops for a living with restaurants in them or cafes inside them, and the EHO knew me by name, would walk in, "Oh, you're right, John," and and that's how it works. Is that you want a working relationship, and don't be on guard as soon as they come in the door. Just listen and talk to them.
Funny enough, we actually said that yesterday in the shop. The boss was in yesterday, and we actually talked about that. Actually, giving them a call and getting them to come in. And,
you can make they've actually kind of legally got to come in if you ask them to.
Yeah, that's right.
And
they are very stretched, so it can take a while.
Yeah, and you can when you're talking to them on the phone, you can just say, because there's a difference between an informal and a formal visit. And an informal, they'll just tell you stuff that you could improve or blah 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 blah, and just sit and chat for an hour. It works.
Well, there's a good analogy. Jay's just said same as an MOT. Not two MOT testers' opinions are the same, and it's true. I've had an MOT on the same car 2 years running, one with advisories on, and then the next time they haven't had those advisories sorted, but it's a completely different fucking set of advisories.
It's also like a planning officer, isn't it? When you're doing building work, it's down to the individual, really, isn't it? Down to them.
I think what we're saying is that humans don't deal in definites.
No. Yeah, exactly.
We all analyse things and come up with interpretations and opinions, and therefore there is no knowing. There's just doing your best to comply and asking somebody else to sign something to say that you are doing.
And the other little bit that somebody brought up the other day, I don't know if you talked about this before. I know we haven't talked about it on the show, but we did when it first came out. There are quite a lot of these labs doing the testing who also don't know what they're testing for. I'm not going to name them, but I've read the reports, and some of the things on there are needless, and they're not in the TPD, and the regulation doesn't stand scrutiny. If you'd got an EHO in, there's so much scope for an argument back that I know it would be they couldn't enforce it. It's impossible. I'm not even going to say what those things are.
Yeah.
But they are unenforceable, and you could just say it doesn't make any difference.
Yeah, but you don't want to argue back.
No, but the point is they wouldn't even bring it up because it was unenforceable. They wouldn't even say it.
Yeah.
It would be like if your fridge was checked, your freezer was checked, and it had to be I think it's minus 18, and it was minus 17. They wouldn't bother because they opened the door.
Yeah, exactly.
And there are a few bits in the TPD that are unenforceable.
It's also written very vaguely as well, so that it is very much up to interpretation by EHOs, interpretation by store owners, interpretation by the law. If you've got a good lawyer, the case if you are doing something which they say you should be doing this, because it is so vague and open to interpretation so much.
Oh, and the one thing I will say though is that if an EHO walks in and you're selling juice made by the bloke down the road in his bathtub and they're in 30 ml bottles, he'll come down on you like Satan. So anyone who thinks that that anyone's saying, oh, you'll get away with it if you keep making it your bedroom, you fucking won't. No.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing that's very definite.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. As long as you are selling, if we're talking about e-liquids, as long as you're selling products which have that ECID number, then that's you completely covered.
Yeah.
The way forward for certain, whether you decide to go the Nick shop route or whether you decide to go, the mill route, as long as it's ECID, are perfectly safe.
We really came onto your show just to bore the shit out of your viewers.
Well, yeah. So, you could have probably done with coming in like 20 minutes after we were. No, but it's a good contribution. I'm still wondering why the fuck you're here, to be honest. So.
Well, I'm going in a minute anyway. I'm bored now.
Make the wife a cup of tea.
Oh my god.
Get Richard to do what was that thing you made me do? What's his best party trick?
Oh, he's already been on the show. He's already done that.
What's your party trick?
Rode a child's scooter.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Can't ride it in here either.
Anyway, I'm going. Catch you later, fellas. Have a good show.
Thank you for popping on.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's that Big Tom from YouTube in the corner.
Are you saying?
Vic,
because I listen to your podcast to fall asleep at night.
Hey,
I'm starting to feel a bit sleepy now. Voice.
It's baffling how many people have come up to me at meets and said that.
You're very good for relaxing people. Have you considered being a hypnotherapist or a masseuse or something?
I could be. What about a psychologist?
That'd work.
Or what are the ones where people lay on a sofa?
Psychotherapist.
Psychiatrist.
You're pretty much there.
That'd be ace.
Yeah. Although you do sound a lot like Savile. So.
Now then. What's the matter with you? Waddy.
Nothing. I don't want you to do anything for me. Thank you.
The podcast. I mean, I guess I'm in the same boat. I listen to podcasts when I go to sleep. So.
To be fair, I did try listening to your podcast on the way up to Vape Collective, and I had to switch it over because I was getting quite tired.
Yeah, don't listen and drive.
Don't listen to, especially when you're leaving like 2 o'clock in the morning.
The thing is, Cloudy's quite like he sort of wakes you up quite a bit. So it's sort of an up and down journey when you listen to it.
Yeah,
You know?
I'll bring him down over the hour though, don't I?
Yeah, by the end of the show, he's pretty. You can tell he's falling asleep as well. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Funny enough, Cloudy was pretty much the first YouTube review I watched.
His videos were great.
I'm aware
I
this
kind
does sound like I'm having a dig, and I am actually a big fan, by the way.
Oh my god! Oh dear!
I'm
Right.
thinking I'm having a go.
Well, I know Richard wants to stay because he wants to escape sort of the horrors of a new baby and stuff. Congratulations, by the way.
Cheers. Yeah, that's
Make
why
it-
that's why I'm vaping my face off because I'm not allowed to do it downstairs now.
Yeah, make it official and all of that. So there you go. When is the next podcast? Have you had a break from them or something?
Yeah, Cloudy's had a what's it called, vasectomy?
Oh, okay. Yeah, but should that only put you out for like 2 days? Did it?
Yeah, some complications.
Oh, okay. Well, they accidentally
I
chopped off his
had
cock.
complications.
They found his vagina.
And it had a lot of sand in it.
Sir, you may be in need of some rewiring here.
Yeah, it was a penis you wanted, wasn't it?
Yeah, they got the plasticine out.
Does that mean we're going to call him Morph now?
Yeah, he's already bald, so it's perfect.
Yeah, to be honest, Stuart is actually gushing. Can you give him an autograph?
Yes, please do. Please.
I'm a big fan of yours, Stuart. I'm loving it. Loving the new look V2K.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Missing
It's all-
gloopy.
Yeah, no, it all started happening when we got rid of the gloopy.
Got really slick when I left.
You are?
It got really slick when I
Go back
left.
to last week's show and look at that intro. I watched it on playback. It's fucking perfect.
What intro was it? I can't remember now. Is it-
The vaping causes bullshit, and
Oh,
then the
yeah.
video kicks straight in. It's like seamless, mate.
Oh, well,
Production
yeah.
quality.
Where
We
is
do try.
Vape Squee?
He's done a
swimming.
Damon.
He's having a swim.
Having a swim.
A
Yeah.
pipe burst in his shop.
Oh no.
His new shop that he's doing up. So
But he's got to it before it got downstairs, and downstairs is where all the business has been happening, so it should be okay. It's just obviously a bit of a pain in the ass.
yeah.
One thing after another.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't like a VG pipe. It's
You know when
VG
you get a
pouring out.
comment in chat and you just blatantly want to ignore it?
Huh?
Can you see it? No one can see it.
Oh, no.
The last comment. Thank you, Andy Gregory. No.
Cheers, Andy. No.
Anyway,
Who's Kelvin?
all right, let's move. We covered the TPD now. Should we move on to wireless wankers and have a?
Do you want me to go now?
You can stay if you like. You can stay. We like you. It's just the other.
I don't like watching myself, and I want to watch this on playback.
Oh, okay. Well.
I'll come on properly.
Oh well, no, it wasn't an invite. You kind of barged in anyway.
We wasn't invited by the big man.
Yeah, you were invited by the big man. Yeah, but you never told us.
Yeah, he didn't want it. I said, tell you.
That
I
was the
said,
plan.
give us an exact time and everything. But he
I
wasn't
love-
having it. He
I love
wasn't
the way that
surprised.
Tom has never organised a guest in his life, and then all of a sudden we get fucking 3 people come on from a shitter show appear out of nowhere. But you know, you
Keep
can
doing what you're
try.
doing, guys. Loving it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go, so I want
I
to
love
watch this
you.
back.
Cheers, mate.
I love you.
Love ya.
Love you. Love you.
Cheers, Pat.
Oh, yeah, well, that's a bit of a rude interruption, wasn't it? Never mind.
Worked
If you
all
do
right,
want,
yeah.
if you do want to watch a mildly janky vape show, an attempt at a vape show that does get a lot more viewers than us, then it's on Thursday night called the Ideal Own Show. Normally, every now and then, myself and Thomas has been on. Stuart's never been invited on.
No, never.
He's still got a bit more work to do before.
Yeah, I'm putting the hours yet, mate. I haven't earned it.
Yeah. What are you doing, Thomas? Out feeding the baby.
Or microwaving himself something.
Yeah. She just had some fucking milk. Chill out, Thomas. Was that for you?
That's a blended Big Mac in that.
Why is he miming as well? I don't get it. You're not actually muted, Tom.
I'm not doing
Hey. Anyway, wireless. Excuse the language. Wireless.
You can
Yeah.
It's all
say
right,
what
mate.
you
I
want.
don't think she can talk yet.
It doesn't matter. They still pick it up.
Come on, Stu. Show us your wireless hand signals.
Right, yeah. So, yes, as I said at the start of the show, I very kindly got sent this mechanical mod from Grey Haze eSigs, and they sent with it this very nice RDTA. And they've asked me to do a little review, so I've sort of decided to just kind of try and live with them both for a week or so and see how I get on, and then kind of pass verdict. And I got a day in before I decided to split them up. They were intended to be used together, but they're on 2 separate devices because I lasted exactly a day of using them together before I got annoyed with them. So this first,
Yep.
because this is the non-wireless part, so I'll get this over and done with quickly.
That was Tom complaining because you actually got the one where you can take the atty off.
Yeah. Yeah. Tom's got one as well, but the atty's actually hybrid directly into the mod, so you can't take it off. But yeah, this is it's a 24mm RDTA velocity style deck in the sort of style that we're quite used to seeing, but it's got a really nice little fill port right in the center of the deck there, which you can fill with a unicorn bottle, and if your nozzle's long enough, you can actually get to it straight from the drip tip because it's not actually that deep in there, which I thought was pretty neat. I haven't seen another RDTA like that yet.
It is pretty neat, but on the other hand, it's not, because it goes against everything you told someone. I always tell someone when you're going through tanks and stuff like that, fill it here, don't fill it down here, down the middle.
Yeah, but you know, it's a dripper tank, so presumably by the time someone's looking at this, they're building and they've got an idea what they're doing, and they're not a complete idiot. So you know, hopefully that won't cause a problem.
They've gone against the grain.
But the issue I had with it, the coils sit so high. If I hold the top cap against where it sits, you see how high the coils sit compared to where the mouthpiece is.
Yeah,
They're so high up. When I build for a mech, I normally build sort of 0.12, 0.1. That's sort of what I like. And if I built that low with coils that close to my mouth, it would be spitting molten juice into my mouth because it's.
Badges says don't just just don't turn it upside down. It's actually got a one-way valve on it.
Yeah, it actually doesn't leak. You can quite happily turn it upside down as long as there's enough cotton in those wicking holes. But yeah, so I built at 0.2 on this, and I've ended up running it on a regulated. And it's actually a really, really good RDTA. But that's not really what I want to talk about, because the section is obviously about mechs. I want to talk about this, because I'm actually quite impressed with. I think it's actually quite nice. I'm going to have to take my fucking thing apart now. The first thing that I noticed was, if you look in there, you can see the entire inside of the tube. It's solid copper, but it's lined with black Delrin.
Okay, yeah.
And that actually goes all the way up to the top, and it's only the hybrid connection coming through from the ATI that you can see up there. The rest, if you can kind of, is there enough light? Can you see?
Yeah,
right to the top of that.
That's quite good for a safety aspect.
Exactly.
Because if you nick your wrap on the side.
Exactly. Like hybrid mechs are sort of. I don't know about you, but whenever I sell a hybrid to someone, I always get a bit dubious about, you know, do they take care of their batteries? Like, are they going to be all right with this?
Like, you could just ask to fucking see their batteries, so.
Yeah, and I do. But that, I think, is a really nice safety feature. The rest of it is solid copper, hybrid top. If we can disassemble it. It's a nice little gold relief etching on the top. Mine had been knocked about a little bit. I've got a little ding on the top of mine. I don't know whether that was done in the factory or done in transit, but I have got a little ding. And then this button. The other thing about it that's quite cool is this little button. It's you know, like the Petri, the spring-loaded Delrin.
Yeah.
It's got that guy, and then a little wooden inlay on the button itself, which is quite nice, quite classy. And then
I like the wood, but I suppose it prevents hot button. Well, heat transfer to your finger from hot button.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, really, what it means is you don't know if you're getting hot button. So
yeah.
Again, perhaps it being copper would have been better.
Unless you have a small little campfire going off in your finger.
Shall I take this apart to show you the spring? Shall I take this button apart, or do we not care enough?
Yeah, no, I care. It's all about the spring these days, isn't it?
Right, yeah, well, I thought this spring was quite
Stuart,
clever.
don't take it apart. Stuart, don't take it apart.
Why, is yours already apart?
There's the spring. I got the
Yeah,
spring.
gold, 24 karat gold plated double helix spring. Really clever spring. And it gives a fucking lovely throw. The actual button throw is really good. It's solid. It's like probably about as, Tom, would you say about as hard as a Rogue throw?
Harder.
Yeah, maybe a bit harder, yeah.
So, what can I ask a question? Obviously, some of these newer mechs that are coming out, why are they going away from magnets and going for springs?
Do you know what? I'm not 100% sure. Tom, is this something that you can maybe weigh in on? Because I've noticed as well that springs are starting to come back, and I've been a bit confused as to why.
It doesn't really make a difference if it's honest, because they all transfer conduct. So regardless of what the spring is or it's magnets, if it's fucking metal, it's conducting electricity. So you're still getting shot off the button anyway. So it doesn't really matter.
It's just
So
it's weird that springs are sort of viewed as the older tech, aren't they? But
Because over time, a spring's going to sort of weaken.
Yeah.
Maybe not that double helix one. That looks solid as a rock. But well, it will over time.
No, because
you know.
I've had a little bit of a sort of a play with it, and if you do sort of
yeah, you can actually make it collapse, can't you?
yeah,
Yeah, but it's not designed to throw that much, though, is it? It's not designed to be
No,
collapsed.
it's only compressing by a couple of millimeters each time.
That's like buying an apple pie and smashing it up and turning it into an apple crumble. You know what I mean? It's not designed to be an apple crumble.
yeah.
It's an apple pie. It's two completely different ingredients, I think.
Well, I'll say I did receive one, but mine was got sent a totally different wrong one. I got sent a prototype, which shouldn't have been sent to me. This is an all-in-one hybrid, rather than it being separate. So I can't even screw it off because obviously there's a hole straight into the tube. And I quite like this design. Still got the same plastic design, still got the same spring, but the RDTA you can't take off. It's literally a hybrid design.
I do actually like the placement of the logo as well. I think that's quite good.
Yeah, it actually kind of looks quite smart. Like the R at the start and the R at the end kind of come together to make this little icon thing.
Recoil logo.
Coil logo. And then it sort of goes around like that in a chevron pattern. It's nice.
We got a
Has
question.
yours got the juice splatter down the side?
No. Mine just stops there like that.
Are you sure that's a prototype then, or maybe they're bringing out two different models?
No, this is the prototype.
did
I was
see the
contacted
Expo.
by Taz, the owner, to tell me that I had his prototype.
I saw at Expo there were two different types. Taz showed us two different types. Showed us the all-in-one, and then he showed.
Yeah, he messaged me personally today and said, "You do know you have my prototype."
Yeah,
And I was like, what?
Douglas is asking what material is under the gold plate on that spring, and to be honest, I don't know, but it feels like, in terms of tension, it just feels like spring steel. It probably is just gold-plated spring steel.
Springsteen.
Yeah, Bruce Springsteen, yeah.
Nice. Douglas, I like Tom's one better.
Go for God says, what mech mod is this? This is the Revolver Reloaded by Atom Vapes.
There you go.
And I've just got a Goon 24 on top of mine, but I have got
That's the box.
Yeah. But I
I like it. Do we know what price point it's going to be put out at?
Now, I've asked the question. Thomas, do you know this information? Because I've asked the question and I was told they'll get back to me.
Yeah, I've not got the information either.
I think you're probably going to be looking around the £100 mark for the tube.
Yeah, it's solid copper. The finishing quality is good. I wouldn't say it's high quality. It's decent, but yeah, I mean, if this comes out at around 90 to 100 quid for the tube, then I think people will buy it.
You know what, Douglas has actually come up with an interesting concept. He said, "Where do you put the squonk bottle then? What about creating like an 18650 tube with a squonk bottle above it, and then the idea that'd be quite cool. I might even develop one 3D printer for the win." That actually sounds quite good.
Yeah, I've heard people say about that before, actually, because there's an Atty you can get that has a squonk bottle and then
the Wolf or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but it is literally a squonk bottle and an Atty built into one thing. And I mean, you could rock that on a mech, no problem. So presumably you could make it all as one thing.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called now, but I just do remember seeing it when sort of, when everybody was on about this squonking thing. Squonky Malarkey, whatever it is. Yeah, there you go. Lovely.
No, not a bad effort at all. I mean,
I'd like to see more colours.
yeah, and they are doing a range of colours. I've seen a white one. I've seen this one, and I think there was a black one as well. I actually think, looking at it, that it would look a lot better in bare copper as well. I think if you imagine that in bare copper with like a captain's cap that's got the knurling around the top, also in bare copper, I think that would look really, really nice.
There you go. Magic. Right.
The performance is there. Performance is absolutely there.
Do you know what? I don't get all this sort of it hits hard, it hits harder than this, it hits hard. Surely there's only so far you can go, it hits hard. It's down to
Can I
your
just
build.
clarify that line? Can I just clarify that line? The line that it hits harder is the most biggest bullshit line ever.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I've heard...
The actual phrase, what the phrase should be, Rick, is what ramps up quicker, what connects quicker. And copper obviously ramps up quicker than Ali does.
But all I hear is it's the hardest hitting mech I've ever owned, and you're like,
yeah, conductivity is all just about response time. It's about from when you push that button to when you get vapor. The amount of vapor you get is going to be on your build and your battery.
That's it. The fountain RTA was the one with the squonk bottle at the bottom. There you go. Yeah, it's all 4.2 volts.
Not even that.
No.
Yeah, well, you did get some drop from it. Yeah, moving on slightly. I'm really confused. I'm trying to create a series box the same size as this, right? But the challenge is with a side button. I think it's impossible. The same size, it'd have to be taller. Top firing's fine. If you had a button on top, it'd be absolutely fine because you can actually buy the 510 with the actual solid connection for the positive, and you can buy a 510 a mechanical plunger button, which actually makes the contact.
Does the Underground series box have a side button, or is that on the top?
I'm not overly sure, but yeah, Douglas said it needs to be taller. It does. You need to make space for that plunger button to actually go into the box, so it does. So yeah. Oh, Jason, easy, Rick. Well, message me then. And there you go. But it does still need to be taller because of the 510. Yes.
Jay reckons he can do it.
Jay reckons he could do anything.
I'm not going to say anything about his mod making skills because he's making me a mod.
Well, I made you a mod. You haven't used it since.
I have. I used it on the show once. I've still got it. It's right here.
Is it falling apart yet?
Nope. Everything's still in, just about.
James is probably just... There's nothing left for James's.
Nothing wiggles. Everything stays where it should be.
Yeah.
Mine's still in my shelf, just sitting there. I dare not touch it in case something else falls off it. But it's still there.
I should have stuck some hot glue in that one. Oh dear.
Hot glue can solve all your problems.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Let's go back to Jack Nelson. Tom, Rick, any suggestions on a Squonker RDA?
Hadley is the one to have at the moment, isn't it?
Well, Douglas said the Maelstrom because it's like 20 quid. It's actually quite a decent one.
It doesn't
Tsunami.
necessarily have to be a purpose-built squonking RDA. You can change quite a lot of RDAs into a squonker.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You had the Doge.
I've got the Doge free. I've got the Zethos from CCC. I've changed into a squonker. Works absolutely perfect. It's got a mod maker kit in there. Just fucking literally squeeze away. Off you go. A lot of RDAs out there are capable of changing into a squonker. It doesn't necessarily have to be a purpose-built squonker.
Yeah, the Goon is a good one.
Yeah, Goon 24, Goon 22.
Yeah,
there's quite a lot out there.
FDV do squonk pins and ModMaker do squonk pins as well. You know, just pins for your RDAs. There are certainly a lot of ones that you can convert over.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just don't message Rick and ask him which ones you can convert because he'll tell you to fuck off.
What, ModMaker? Ask on his page. Ask on his page.
Yeah.
Did you do that?
The Ideal Home Show.
Do you know what? I don't think it'd be too hard to convert the two-post Kennedy, to be fair.
No.
The pin actually goes right through anyway. So there you go.
If it's actually, you can actually buy Signature Tips, I believe, have just released one for the Kennedy two-post.
Have they really?
Yes, I think it's about 19 quid for a pin.
Will it fit the clone?
Possibly.
What's the new iJoy RDTA thing? Any good?
It's either 17 or 18 quid. That Signature Tips just released one for Kennedy two-post.
What's this? Happy Vapor said, what's this new iJoy RDTA thing?
Is that the thing that we were speaking about last week? Was it last week or the week before?
Right, okay, let me get them out. Is that this? Oh, no, I know what you're on about.
Yeah.
I thought you were on about that, the old combi thing. Because that's a Limitless, and that's...
No, Limitless iJoy.
Yeah, the box.
Something that looks very much like that. No, they're releasing something that looks very much like that.
Oh, are they now?
Yeah, pictures haven't been released, but Limitless iJoy a lot of money, so they're still obviously putting products out with them. Even though they're not officially together, they're still putting products out together because Limitless owe them a quite nice, tasty sum of money.
Interesting.
Yeah, so do you know what? I want one of those boxes to play with. I really do.
You actually feel like it though?
Not really, because I play about with the RDTAs, but I never vape them all day. You know what I mean? It's just it's just one of those things. I'm either, I used to be quite big on tanks, and I've even dropped off on tanks now.
Yeah, my vaping style's completely changed. If you watched the show, say 8 months ago, it was regulated with probably tanks, not much dripping, and now it's just pretty much Hexo and Mex all day with dripping.
I think that's what comes with being in the industry as well, though, because you are trying new juices all the time. You are, you want a quick way. But then I know people that are in the industry that purely just use tanks.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their own way of vaping. There's no right or wrong way, unless obviously Mech and Dripper is the correct way to vape, as well as squonking. They are both the correct way.
A lot of it just comes from convenience and portability and stuff like that, though, doesn't it? It's just
Oh, just done a fart. Sorry, guys. You know what? I done it, and then I realised we're live, and I thought there's no point in hiding it. I have to. Yeah. Skyhook.
The thing is, nobody heard it.
Yeah, I know. Just in case it came from the mic, I'm going to listen back and just find out if it did, because it did rattle the seat a little bit.
Did you just pump?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
He did.
Skyhook looks a lot smaller than the iDrive version. The Skyhook is that. Which one's that by? Smock. That's the one that looks like a name. Yeah, it's called the Skyhook. Skyhook's quite a funny name because that's something you send an apprentice out to go get. Some Skyhook's tartan paint and a long wait.
Yeah, what's going to happen though if somebody sends their apprentice out to get a Skyhook now and they come
back with that? Yeah.
Fuck. That's cost me 50 quid. Shit.
Oh, apparently it did. No need to watch it back.
See, our ever attentive admins.
Okay, well,
always.
Man's got to do what a man's got to do. And if it's a fart, then I'll be the man to do it.
There's worse things you could do than a fart, Rick.
Yeah, I could have shit myself.
Yeah, that'd be a lot worse.
Yeah, bubble for a spirit level. Yeah. I used to ask my apprentice for Skyhooks and a glass hammer. Do you know what? There is actually a thing out called a Skyhook, though. It's a hook that you sort of... But now, obviously, it's a box one. A box of sparks for the grinder. Jesus Christ.
Leg of salmon is the classic kitchen one. Go and walk in and find me a leg of salmon.
A leg of salmon.
Seriously, I had a commie chef in the walk-in for about half an hour looking for a leg of salmon once. I got battered for it by the head chef.
It's funny how you'd ask someone to get something fish-related and then you get battered for it.
Hey.
I'm not saying that fish is the only thing that gets battered. If you're up in Scotland, all sorts get battered.
True.
Mars bars.
iPhones, anything.
iPhones, yeah. Isn't there a YouTube channel called Can You Batter It or something like that? I know there's a blending one. Can you blend it?
There's an episode of Good Mythical Morning called Will It Deep Fry?
Oh, there you go. Nice. Yeah, Douglas is Scottish. Everything is battered up there. A can of semen and a bag of clitoris drops.
Oh.
I'm not even sure whether that's sort of some sort of psycho talking or whether that's a suggestion. Rubber hammer. You can actually get rubber hammers. Yeah.
Skirting board ladder.
It depends whether it's the skirting boards that are on the top. You know, you can get them.
Stuart Drummond just says wives.
Yeah. Okay.
Oi, go to the shop and get me a wife.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, he's obviously from Thailand.
Yeah.
Or Russia.
Russia.
Not that there's anything wrong with both of those. Other countries are available.
Oh, God. What have you done?
Well, this show's gone downhill. James.
9 minutes to recover it, Rick.
Oh, my God. In Birmingham, right? Fuck the vape talk. In Birmingham, you can get battered chips. That sounds amazing.
Mate, I battered chip. It's delicious.
I like triple fried chips, like triple fried or, but yeah, deep fried battered chips.
Like batter in a chip is brilliant.
Batter
a burger in the bun. That's genius.
Oh, that's pretty good. With blue cheese. Oh, yeah. Anyway, that's enough about food.
We battered gummy bears once in one of my kitchens.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
That was all right. Worked okay.
Even Poppy's getting excited. Look. She's like, battered chips? That's Thomas's daily lunch. Thomas has a battered egg sandwich.
I only like it lightly battered, though.
Tempura.
Beard battered chips. I like beard battered onion rings. They're quite nice.
Yeah, they're good.
Oh, why are we talking about food?
I don't know. I had a Domino's before we came on air.
What exciting plans this week or the weekend? Anything happening?
No.
I'm launching the last new menu of my professional career tomorrow.
Oh yeah, you're allowed to say what you're doing or not?
I don't really know. I think everyone that needed to be told has been told. So I think
it's best saved for next week.
Yeah, let's save it for next week.
Yeah. It's quite an interesting one, though. I quite like it.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. It sort of came out of nowhere, so watch this space.
Yeah, my child done that. Come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
No, it was you that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Ooh, how did that happen?
Rick the masturbating ninja, you'll never see him come in.
Fucking sneezed.
What did you do? It's like fucking putting together a jigsaw puzzle. You just couldn't find the spare piece.
She is here.
She's far too good looking to be yours, though.
No,
you asked Abby that question.
She looks like me.
If we're on to killing time, we could ask the chat if they've got any questions about anything.
Do you know what? We've relied on chat before and they just failed completely.
Come on, chat. Let us know if you've got any questions about anything that we've talked about tonight.
Well, James is doing something exciting this weekend, so is Tom.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing a few things. Thursday, I'm up in Derby. Friday, I'm in Nottingham. Then up to Rotherham. Vape and chill. Poppy, shush.
She just seen James.
She's so happy though.
She's got your laugh, Tom.
Baby Talk UK.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, like, fuck, she has his laugh. Yeah, Tom, we're trying to do a show.
Sorry, I paused myself.
Focus, Tom. Right. Focus.
So Vape and Chill, Greg Bramall, he has got a vape meet on Friday in Rotherham, so I'll be there as well. And then heading further north for Saturday, I'll be at the Yorkshire Vapor shop in the day. and then having a bit of a bonfire. I do believe.
Yeah, I heard about that bonfire this weekend.
The bonfire meet. Unfortunately, I can't make it. But
Going to see the largest fire the North has ever seen.
oh, sorry, I just put the camera on Tom because it looks funny. I'm just doing that face. No one. It's the most active Tom's been on this show for probably about 5 weeks. Any of you guys getting the drip?
Sorry,
box?
I do apologise. Anybody that's watching, I've had to babysit. Well, not babysit my own, but yeah, Abby's a little bit poorly, so probably have to come.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, well, soon,
I'll
Abby.
now.
We all have to go that extra mile. Any of you guys getting a drip box too? I have seen it. I quite like the look of it. But unfortunately, my 160 Kanga drippy thing, the dual battery one, is broken. So I doubt I'll ever get Kanga again because it's fucking shit.
I'm far too fucking high end for that shit these days.
Yeah. In fact, I'm surprised at you, Douglas. I'm surprised. I thought you were all about the stab the wood sort of thing. Never mind. What's this? Billion Lies meet in Southampton with Southampton Vaping Centre tomorrow. Graham, for fuck's sake, right? Why didn't you let me know? And I could have reported on this next week because tomorrow I don't. Oh, can I make it? Because I'm actually only when I work in Bournemouth. I'm only half an hour away from Southampton. What time's the show in? Send me a message, Graham. Actually, send me a message. I'll see if I can make it there.
Yeah, I've heard that the showings have been going all right. There was one in Greenwich sponsored by Vape Club, and that was a raging success. But it's I don't know how many non-vapers went or how many politicians, but I know there was quite a few people there.
I think what should have happened is, and I know I've talked to someone about this, and I believe they went and done it. Is perhaps every sort of bigger player in the industry should have brought maybe 10 tickets and then sent them all out to the media and local politicians and councils and stuff like that to see if they'd actually attend to it.
That's a good idea.
Well, that's what Vapers in Power did, and nobody got back to them.
Oh, there you go.
Vapers in Power actually went out and bought, I think it was 10 or 12 tickets, and nobody responded to them.
I'm just saying 6 p.m. I don't actually finish work till 6 p.m. So, oh well. Never mind. I'm sure it'll be on. Tried it, mate. No one took the bait. Yeah. It's just. Do you know what? Yeah, I don't finish work till 6. It's not going to work, but I'm sure I'll catch it on Netflix one day.
Yeah, or YouTube.
All the tubes.
Yeah, can't somebody just pirate it and put it on YouTube or something?
Right equals Rick.
I think once they've recouped their money from it, then potentially they will do that. But it's definitely very much about them at the moment, recouping that money that they've invested into the project. Because I don't know how much it actually costs to make, but it must have cost a fair whack.
Yeah,
I'm sure
everyone in chat saying Cody soon. Cody, fuck off! I can't even get David Brent's Life on the Road. Not that I'd ever watch it illegally on Cody. So the chance of a film about vaping getting on Cody is going to be slim to none. Even Damien Mortar's fucking film made it on Cody the same day it's released. To which he was very pleased about.
I pirated it.
Oh dear. The Beast is a bit of an old build there. Yeah. What, in the 1995 club? Yeah.
Not again.
There we go. Tom, what is Vape Squeeze? Jonathan
Vape
Clark.
Squeeze
The
is
Squonker.
Vape-esque, pronounced Vape Squeeze or Vape's Q.
Oh my god,
There you
that's an idea. If he releases a squonker called the Vape Squeeze.
I've already TM'd it.
Yeah.
spelt VAPEESQUE. There you go.
Big shout out to Nolan for showing up today.
Yeah, thank you, Dolan. At least he let us know before the show.
yeah, Tom.
I never do that.
No, I know. Someone has to message you. Are you actually on tonight, Tom? No. Okay, brilliant. Right, I think we're done. Thank you very much for James for turning up and ruining the show, basically.
Of course. My pleasure.
Thank you, James. We still love you.
I miss you, James.
We still love you, and this proves that it wasn't on bad terms. Not that anybody was doubting it, but we're still very much friends.
Yup. Just I have other things going on. And
just wait till we get off camera.
Yeah.
Wait till we get off camera.
Why is James doing a strip show?
Virtual fist.
Virtual fisting. Anyway, nice. So thank you very much for James coming on. Same time next week, yes. Thank you very much for Stuart for turning up. Thank you very much for Thomas for turning up, even though your contribution has been slim, unlike
Special
you.
Thanks to Poppy as well.
Special thanks to Poppy. Thank you very much to Rick Grove. Thank you very much to John Martin. And thank you very much to Richard Vick, the V1CK. And we'll be back next week with the Mark Dolan and potentially another guest. None of these guys know about it yet. So I might be lying out my arse, but it's the only way to get you to watch again.
Got to keep those ratings up.
Yeah, got to keep the numbers. All about numbers. All about the numbers.
Yeah.
We've changed. We've changed.
Fucking males.
As usual, I'm sure a couple of us will be around in Hangouts anyway. So
I'm definitely not.
You got Rocket League to play, Rick?
Not me. I have to go. Killers.
I'm going to actually go see if Douglas has improved at Rocket League, I think, if he's still on it.
Wow.
Mind you, he did say he was going to download H1Z1 because that's a fucking brilliant game to play as well.
Call it Hizzy.
Huh?
Everyone calls it Hizzy, don't they?
H1Z1. It's a 1, you noob.
Yeah, Hizzy.
No, H1Z1.
I
got it.
Noob, which is a word that's spelt with numbers.
No, double OB.
It's N00B, you dick.
No, it's not. It's like boob, but with an N.
Oh, fucking hell. When gamers collide.
Yeah, well.
Oh, dear.
Hardly a collision. If you want to see a collision, join me on Rocket League.
I don't know, I might get mocked. I'm not really in the mood for that.
Well, you can't be any worse than fucking Douglas with the elite chat.
No,
I think your missus can play as well. She's got a Steam account.
I'll just go and play some MKX with her instead.
Some what? Magic?
MKX. Mortal Kombat 10.
Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, welcome to 1999.
We need to get you on it, Rick. You'll love it.
Oh, I really wouldn't. Can't think of anything worse. Right. Let's fuck off.
Yeah, bye, everyone.
Leave everybody to it. I'm sure you got more important.
Goodbye.
Bye. Catch you later. Oh, that thing.
Yeah. Come on, James.
Yeah. Oh,
fuck. James. Almost forgot. This is your first time as a guest on the show, isn't it?
Hello.
This is your first time as a guest on the show.
Come on, James. Let's see your jellyfish.
I can't jellyfish. I can't fucking move.
No, I got a mild mannered attempt at no. There you go. Well done.
Hey.
Oh, right. Let's fuck off and play some Rocket League or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doodle.
Night, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.
Stuart's got a tiny cock.